If you've been watching these videos any length of time, you'll probably realize or know that this is just the kind of video I really enjoy making because it requires something of us, a little out-of-the-box thinking. First of all, we have to realize what happened. Some stress was applied to this curtain that tore its mounting point on the rail, and it just doesn't look good when you look up at the curtains. It's just something that is out of order. So I want to put it back in order. That's where the out-of-box thinking comes into play. How can I restore this, maybe even make it a little stronger than it was before, considering the different materials I have? I have this kind of vinyl material here, and then it's sewn to fabric. Well, fabric is porous, so if I were just to put a daub of glue or something on the back of this and try and stick it to the fabric, would that really address the issue? And would it create a stain back here from the glue seeping through, from the glue seeping through to the other side? I'm kind of thinking it would. So it took a little thinking, but I thought, well, if this were just a torn piece of paper, for example, what would we immediately think of doing? Well, we'd probably get a piece of tape and we'd just tape this down and repair the tear. And that's essentially what we're going to do here, but it's a little more involved. So I got a piece of material, plastic material, similar to this material. Now, clear plastic is polystyrene, polypropylene, all different kinds of polys. I'm not sure what this is. This is a blister off of a package, just a flat part of a blister package that's long enough to do what I need it to do. And I just cut it out, rounded the corners so it's not going to cut or tear. And then what I'm going to do is slide this behind the material, or behind this plastic material, and that will give me a surface to attach this kind of damaged piece to. So it'll act like a piece of tape, so to speak, taping this down from behind. But there's a lot of stress here. You can tell how this is torn, that this has created quite a bit of stress. So my thinking is I'm probably going to have to use a little bit of heat in order to reform the plastic. And the other issue is this is fine, but there's no adhesive. So I'm going to have to come up with an adhesive of some kind to attach this part to my backing piece of plastic here. What kind of an adhesive am I going to use? That's another good question. This bends. This has to move. So the adhesive has to be something that is somewhat elastic. To test that, I'm going to cut another couple pieces of this material, super glue it together, and see if I can bend it back and forth in kind of the same way that this would bend, and see if it holds up, see if it sticks together. And if it does, super glue is definitely going to be the easiest way to mend this. And that's my preferred method, but I want to be sure it's going to actually do the job first. So that's the first thing we're going to do, is run a little bit of a test. We're going to do a little science. All right, so here's our little piece of plastic, and here's a drop of super glue. So let's see what happens when the one meets the other. Okay, well, it looks like it bonded pretty well. I don't know if you can see that, but there you go. You can kind of see right up here in the corner where it didn't quite match up, but the rest looks like a, like a slide for a microscope. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to leave it for a while and let it cure. So I've got something here I can burnish this down with, because it's obviously not flat. So I'm going to have to kind of hold it flat, and I'm figuring this will probably work better than my finger, because you know how super glue and fingers are. The first step is to take our patch and slide it in through the opening between the plastic and the fabric. And then I'm going to try 2 drops of super glue. Get it as flat as we can before we apply the adhesive. That way there won't be any little burrs sticking out. That feels pretty good. All right, so moment of truth, the super glue. Here we go. We'll tilt this back, put our drop right about there, and another drop right about there. I'm hopeful, well, maybe we'll put a little bit in between just to bridge the gap. There we go. That looks pretty good. I like the number 3. All right, so we're going to push this down, get our little presser thing here, and see what happens. So, that seems to have done it. We'll zoom in a little bit. It's not beautiful, obviously. It's, damaged, scarred up. But we've done what we can to repair it. So I'm going to let it dry in front of the output of the diesel heater. Scotts Valley, where I am today, is 43 degrees outside, and inside the van it's comfortable. Can't see it anywhere. Everything looks good, and that repair worked out really better than I hoped it would. There you have it. I'm looking at myself in this video, and I look like a lawn gnome with glasses. Jeez, this hat is something, but it keeps my head warm. So there you have it, a repair that hopefully anybody can do if their curtains are, torn or ripped, without having to break the bank or turn yourself into a pretzel. That's it. And I really enjoy making these kinds of videos where something works out and turns out good and fixes the problem that you have. That's monumental to me. I really enjoy those kinds of videos. So, because there are enough of them where, things don't turn out the way I'd like them to. That's it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you think it'd help somebody else, share it with them. If you'd like to get more content like this, then subscribe and ring the bell, and you'll be notified when new content gets posted. Thanks for watching, and as always, comment as you see fit. Till the next video, see you later. Kind of a lot of glare here.